Please welcome Kimberly Alyn.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to be talking about leadership. And let me tell you right now, the number one issue today facing government and civilian organizations is leadership. And let me tell you why. Because if you focus on the leadership issue and you develop principle-based ethical leaders from the top of the organization all the way to the front line, you take care of every other issue. So I want you to think about right now some of the issues you're facing in your organizations. Budget, training, staffing, diversity, conflict resolution, succession planning, generation gaps. Every issue you can come up with falls under the umbrella of leadership. And if you take care of leadership, you take care of everything. Now I want to show you an example of why we need real leaders to step up in our society today. I'm going to show you a short and humorous video clip here about a police officer who just can't quite seem to do the right thing. Take a look.
A councilman from Dearborn, Michigan is outraged over a 911 call. He wants to know why no charges have been filed against a police officer who admits to confiscating marijuana from suspects and then baking it in brownies. And once he and his wife were full and high, they thought they'd overdosed and called 911.
I think I'm having an overdose at the store with my wife.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. I don't know if it had something in it. Can you please send rescue?
Do you guys have fever or anything?
No, I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
Well, instead of being charged, Instead of being charged, the police department let the officer resign. His wife was not charged either. So far, police officials have not commented on the case.
Now, how do you follow a story like that?
I can't just pick on police officers. I got to drag firefighters into it too. Because if something like this would have happened in the state of California and it were firefighters, it might look something like this instead.
Carelessness and cannabis triggered a house fire in San Diego. When firefighters put out the flames, they discovered an elaborate pot-growing operation there in the garage. Firefighters say some of those marijuana plants did burn. They also say one person was treated for smoke inhalation.
I inhaled so much smoke.
So how do you influence people? If leadership is about influence, and believe me, it is all about influence, then how do you influence people? Well, first of all, you influence people by building relationships with people, because you can't influence somebody you don't know. You need to find out what motivates people that you're trying to influence, whether you're a formal or informal leader. Because you don't have to be in a position of power to be a leader. You just have to be a person of influence. So you have to build relationship. You have to find out what motivates people. Now, having said that, I'm going to tell you my philosophy on motivation. You can't motivate people. Motivation is intrinsic. You have to be self-motivated. You have to find out what self-motivates people so that you can inspire them to be self-motivated, so that you can provide an environment where their self-motivation can flourish. Because when you put a mouse in a maze and you put a piece of cheese at the end of that maze, it's not the cheese that drives the mouse, it's hunger. You want to find out what makes people hungry. Because what drives you is not what drives you, and that's not what drives you. Some people are driven by money, some by power, some by benevolence, some by belonging to something bigger than they are. So you have to find out what drives them. How else do you influence people? You influence people by showing passion and enthusiasm for your vision and your values and your beliefs, and by demonstrating them in your daily behavior. Because people respond more to what they see from you than what they hear. So they want to see a congruency between what you say your values are and what you operate on a daily basis in. They want to see those married to each other. And when they're not, you breed distrust. Before we go on, I want to ask everybody in the room to do one thing for me. I want you to take your hand and make the OK sign, just like this. Now I want you to take the OK sign and I want you to put it to your chin, just like this. Now I said chin. And some of you heard me, because I heard you saying, wow, she said chin, yeah, I don't want to make her look stupid, so I'm going to follow her lead. That's what followers do. If you say one thing and do another, people respond more to what they see from you than what they hear. So if you're telling them about work ethic and customer service and values in your organization, and they see you violate those on a daily basis, they're going to follow what you model, not what you talk about. People don't care what you call a mission statement and hang on a wall. They want to see that mission statement come to life. People don't care what you call your core values and put in a pretty frame and hang on the wall. They want to see those core values come to life in every decision you make. People don't care what you call a strategic plan and write down 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what are we going to accomplish? What are our goals? They don't care. They want to see you take action that inspires confidence that the vision is actually being achieved. That's how you influence people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this country to experience a little uptime. So America, listen up. If you see injustice, stand up. If something needs to be said, speak up. If you make an appointment, show up. If you're blind to your faults, wake up. If you make a mistake, fess up. If you're overstepping, back up. If you get behind, catch up. If they knock you down, get up. If you're out of line, straighten up. When your boss instructs, keep up. When your elders speak, listen up. When your teachers teach, sit up. When your preachers preach, wake up. When your country calls, man up. Ladies too, woman up. When the fight is over, make up. If you're being hard, ease up. If your heart is closed, open up. If you want to buy something, save up. It's not an entitlement, so shut up. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you drop trash, pick it up. If a car is waiting for you to walk across the street, speed it up. If you're cold busted, give it up. If people fall down, help them up. Don't wait for the government, you step up. If idiots start fighting, break it up. If the music is wholesome, turn it up. If the message is poisonous, throw it up. If your words are vulgar, clam it up. If your words encourage, keep it up. If your pants are baggy, pull them up. If the belt is loose, cinch it up. If your fly is down, zip it up. If you're dressed half naked, cover it up. If you can't afford stuff, pass it up. No bailouts, folks. Pony up. If you made a promise, you back it up. And you can take your whining and pack it up. It's called personal responsibility. So take it up. This country was founded on it. You can look it up. It's the American way, people, so turn it up. Because if life gets boring, you shake it up. If life is good, you soak it up. If life's unfair, you suck it up. If life is funny, you can yuck it up. If life is sad, just look straight up. And life's too short, people, so live it up. Am I right? I know that I am so passionate about the whole uptime thing, but come on, if you don't agree with all this stuff, then you're just messed up, right? I can only imagine a society where we have real leaders that have the courage to be real leaders and step up. And that's why I say real leadership is not for wimps. I can only imagine a society where you walk out that door today and you lay down for people your principle-based ethical leadership standards, and they see it lived out on a daily basis. I can only imagine what society would be like if we can ingrain in our children the future leaders of America and the future leaders of our organizations, personal responsibility, accountability, ownership, and leadership. You have that opportunity today as you walk out that door, and I'm going to ask you to pick it up and take it with you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today because you guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you.